Someone said this to me the other day in one of my YouTube videos that really got me thinking about what being a content creator truly is about. What the comment said is really about how he or she no longer watches my video anymore because my thumbnails are always negative, always portray something along the lines of me complaining or whining. Basically, it is not going to be a constructive video and it makes him or her not want to click. And I thought to myself for a second, wait a minute, have I really been that negative? So I started looking at my own channel and yes, sure enough, there are lots of videos that give a negative facial expression or feeling in the thumbnail. But here's the big question. Why do the negative thumbnails perform much better than the ones that are positive? We have person A who gets put off by the negative thumbnails, says he doesn't want to watch the new videos anymore, but the fact is, people are watching more than ever. And this got me thinking really hard. Is person A just making noise? As a matter of fact, is there too much noise on YouTube up till the point where it makes you doubt your decisions and make you not be able to advance forward? So I spent some time, started writing down comments I received that contradicts one another, and I found something interesting. The people who make the most noise are also the ones who don't really care about the growth of your channel. Okay, let me first clarify something. When I say noise, I don't mean the ones who actively contribute and engage and watch the entire video. I do know who those people are and I interact with them quite a fair bit. The noise I am talking about though are those who voice out an opinion as though it is fact, then they make you think they are a valuable viewer, but they are also the first to forget you. And this noise can really affect you and your channel, especially to those who live by the belief that we should always listen to our audience and give the audience what they want. And also, it doesn't help one bit when your channel starts to grow, where you see an influx in that noise. Now, there's no point in me complaining about this noise. So, how about I show you what I've seen so far, what I think we can all do, and what we should really be doing. Let me just start off by giving a summary of the type of comments I have got so far, and you can take a guess to see for yourself what is noise and what isn't. We have, your thumbnails are boring, negative, not clickable. We also have, I love this new direction. Next, you need to do more editing. It is too dark, it is not interactive. Or how about, can you do a video about editing? Okay, let's start with just these four. Which one is noise and which one isn't? The first one, your thumbnails are boring, negative, not clickable. Probably a date gave away this one, as I mentioned before, because this is obviously noise. The issue I have with this is, yes, even though it may make sense, maybe my thumbnails needs to change, the issue here is that talking about thumbnails is super subjective. I mean, it is just really hard to take that seriously. This particular comment is from this video over here, which again, yes, it is portraying negativity, but the views and likes and comments I got from this video is still more than what I got in this video here, where everything about it is positive. So reading this type of comment doesn't help me one bit. It is an opinion and does not represent the masses, and only I know what my audience wants from the engagement I got and from the numbers I gained. The second one, I love this new direction. This one here can be noisy depending on the context. If I'm trying something new, like maybe if I do a vlog style of me going to the gym, then sure, I have no doubt some viewers will watch it and some viewers will enjoy the video. But do they represent the majority though? For this comment, it is borderline noise. You may discover something new, but it takes a lot of experiments to test this out. The third one, you need to do more editing. It is too dark, it is not interactive. This to me is noise. Why? Well, if my style is talking head videos with little to no editing, then of course it requires more editing so that it fits in the video editing norms. When it comes to creativity, I think everyone has their own style and uniqueness, and it attracts a different kind of audience. Like, for example, I like movies that are dark, that gets me thinking, that keeps me guessing. movies with lots of twists. But some may find that too hard to follow and boring. They may just enjoy action-packed adventure movies full of explosions and swearing and humor. So this to me is preference, and there's no definite answer. There's no point in me trying to convince people to love thriller movies if they enjoy comedy. You know what I'm saying? Alright, final one. Can you do a video about editing? What do you think? Go ahead, I'll give you some time. Alright, this here is noise. Let me tell you why, because this is actually a hard one. I have done over 200 long form videos, and whenever I do a video by request, it almost never performs well. The reason is because my sample size just isn't big enough to tell if it is just one person who wants it or there's an untapped topic that is in demand. So it kind of goes both ways, but it is most likely not something in demand. Take my small YouTube channel review for example. This is highly requested, but I have procrastinated for a long time because I just don't know if it is something people want. They could just be a very small subset of a much larger audience. And it is not that I do not want to do it, but each channel review I do can take up a lot of time, from researching to analyzing to writing up notes to editing it in a meaningful way. And my only feedback from that is from the person whose channel I reviewed using some form of communication. So far, I have done 6 channel reviews, and out of the 6, 5 of them responded to me, which shows that they did watch it. But for the remaining one, I actually don't know if he or she watched it, and it makes me start to think if the effort I put in has gone to waste, and you can start to wonder if you have indeed put in wasted time. So what I'm pointing out here is that requests can be noise as well. It's just hard to pinpoint. Now, you may have noticed that all 4 comments I mentioned are all noise. And yes, to me, they are. To identify what is right or wrong here is difficult, but what I'm trying to say here is it shouldn't matter what others say how you should go about running your channel. Ultimately, they don't know as well as you do. To be frank, I treat everything as noise. I do listen to feedback if it makes sense, but if it doesn't make sense to me, especially because they can't see my analytics, then they are noise to me and I discard them quickly. To me, this is a very simple concept. If you have a suggestion to make, then first prove to me you have had success before telling me how to do it. The noise on YouTube is comparable to a situation that I always encounter where I have a bunch of friends who want to go out for lunch. Friend A says he wants fast food, friend B says he wants Chinese food, and friend C says he wants Japanese food. None of them are giving in, and worst of all, I am the driver. So no one wants to do the work of getting there, but everyone wants to eat. And my answer to this kind of situation is very simple. Let them argue and I'll just head home and cook myself a nice lunch. The same goes for all content creators out there. We receive a lot of noise from people who just don't understand where we're at, including those on the same journey as us. Like, I can't give advice on a channel that has over 100,000 subscribers. And likewise, a person with 100,000 subscribers can't give advice to a channel with 1 million subscribers. It's just the nature of it. As you progress higher, you level up, you reach a new stage, and you see and do things differently from others. So the best person to understand what you should and shouldn't be doing is ultimately you. Alright, so before I end this, I just want to talk about a video that kinda inspires me to create this video. Recently, I stumbled upon this video by Penguins. I know this is a big YouTuber, I have heard of his channel before, but I have never watched his videos. He is getting an insane amount of views for his channel, but the one that really caught my eye is the video here about TechLead. I won't go into the details of what he said about TechLead, but I did notice the comments section were all talking negatively about TechLead. It ranges from a lot of things, from being called a scammer to giving wrong career advice. The list goes on. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that if I hate someone so much, I wouldn't be talking about him at all. It is a waste of energy. However, the one comment I see that did not make sense to me is how he always says things are going to end and then he keeps backtracking what he says. And that sort of opened up my mind a little. I noticed that the winners in this conversation are both tech lead and penguins. The losers turn out to be the people leaving the comments. You see, every successful content creator is only focused on one thing: getting a massive amount of views consistently. Penguins may be complaining about others, or I don't know, doing everyone a favor by exposing other people, but at the end of the day, he's just generating views for his channel. It doesn't matter if the news is a positive or a negative one. As long as it gets views, that's all that matters. So this sort of comes back full circle, where I started the video with a comment saying my thumbnails are too negative. I guess in the end, negativity just triggers more emotion and gets clicks. Is it good for society? No. Too much negativity breaks people down, but people like it. Positive videos with values are lacking because it is not in demand, and the YouTube algorithm knows it, so those videos don't get pushed out. YouTube is just doing what it is supposed to do, and that is show their audience videos they want to watch to keep them on the platform. And we, as content creators, are just creating content to please the algorithm in order to stay relevant. Is that right? Obviously not. But if you were to ask me, if you are serious about making a living through content creation, then I would say we need to do what's necessary in order to get to our goal. And that happens a lot in businesses, which is why I've said it before and I'll say it again. YouTube is a business. Treat it like one and learn to filter the noise.